Namaste. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Shal Gulati, Shiva and Mysticism for another episode of Monday with Mahadev. Last time I spoke to you from my Facebook writings. I have started a new kind of writing there, which I call the Shiva Files. And these are basically my life story, my incidents with Mahadev, how Shiva has been happening to me, or what are my experiences with him. And I shared that as a video with you. And today I'm going to continue that with Shiva Files too. And I'm going to tell you how I got my name. My name is Shailendra. And when I was a very little boy, when I could just about comprehend language and what is being said to me, my mother held me very tenderly and told me, "You are Shailendra, king of the mountains. Parvato ke raja ho tum." And she told me that when she was expecting me, when I was in her womb in the year 1961, she had once gone to see a film in a theater. And when the credits were coming in the beginning of the film, the credits for the story writer and the songwriter and so on, she saw that the music composers were a duo called Shankar Jaikishan, who were very famous at that time. Now, Shankar is also God Shiva's name, as we know, but my mother's eye caught the name of the lyricist, who was Shailendra. And she said, I thought to myself that if I have a boy, then I will name him Shailendra because I want my son to be a poet. And that's how I got my name. And then she would tell me that, but this name means King of the Mountains. And I named you because I want you to be a poet, but this is what it really means. When I grew a little older, when I was in college, my mother's wish of seeing me as a poet transmuted to wanting to see me as a scholar. And therefore, partially to please her, I started reading encyclopedias and natural geographics and things like that, which came to me very easily because when we learn something which we are not learning under compulsion, when we do a self-learning, we enjoy what we are doing. So I used to enjoy reading encyclopedias and national geography and things like that. And then I turned to God because I wanted to know who God is. So I turned to all sorts of wisdom which was available in the books, like the Zen, the Tao, Sufism, the Upanishads, the Western mystic tradition, and so on and so forth. Of course, I loved the modern masters like Swami Vivekananda and Paramhans Yogananda, Autobiography of a Yogi, and things like that. Eventually, I came to Kashmir Shaivism, and it is there that I realized fully that Shailendra, which actually is a lesser known name of Lord Shiva, it means King of the Mountains. Now, there are in Hindu mythology two kings of the mountains. One is Raja Himavat, who was Parvati's father, who is Himalaya Raj, and he's also called Shailendra or Shailesh. And the other one, the uncrowned king, the one who we think actually created the Himalayas, is Lord Shiva. So Shivji is called Shailendra. And now this points out to something very interesting. You see, in Hindu families, we do not hesitate in naming our children after the gods. We have so many boys who are called Ram, so many who are called Krishna. We have so many girls who are called Durga. We have so many boys again who are called Gopal. And we have boys who are called Shiv and Mahesh and so on. We do not think it any kind of impropriety to name our children after the gods. In fact, there is a certain merit to this, and people who know say that, well, if you name your child Shiva, at least you will be taking Shiva's name all the time. You know, you will be calling him for a meal, you will be telling him, Shiva, get ready, you have to go to school, or Shiva, it is time to sleep, or whatever. And even if you are angry at him and you take his name out in anger, Shiva, you did not do your homework or something like that, even that is not an impropriety, because that does not displease Shiva. Actually, that point is realized that the parent is invoking their right as a parent, and the gods love the concept of parents because those are their representatives on earth for us. And even Krishna's mother Yashoda, she used to scold him when he was naughty. So it does not create any problem. In fact, this adds to your jap count. The amount of times that you have taken God's name is supposed to be very important in your celestial account when you exit the earth and you go up and go to the gates, and you are to be judged for whether you will go here or be born there. At that time, it becomes important how much jap have you done, how much have you remembered God, and if you have been calling God even by proxy because your child's name is that, it counts. It counts as your japa, it counts as your merit. So this is how Hindus do name unhesitatingly their children after the gods. And another thing is that as our ancient tantrics would tell you, those who had the great Vidya, who knew how things in the world, in the cosmos are related, how things vibrate with a certain word, with a mantra, they would tell you that there is a thing called autosuggestion. And now even the modern psychotherapists or psychoanalysts, they will tell you that autosuggestion is a very powerful thing. So if, let's say, you call your son Yudhvir, the one who is very brave and valiant in the battle, most probably he will grow up to have a propensity to be a soldier-like person, a very brave person. If you call your son Krishna, most likely he will like the Krishna stories. He will start resonating with that God. And if you will call your child Shiva or Mahesha, or if you will name your daughter Durga, most likely she will be a strong person, full of self-confidence, positive, and so on and so forth. So this is how I got my name Shailendra. Actually, Shail, which you know me as, means Parvat or the mountain. Shail and Giri, these are words which we use for alternates to Parvat. And Indra means the king or the god. So Shailendra, when we combine the two words to make one word, means the king of the mountains, and which is just one of the things that Mahadev is. He is the king of many things, but all of us know him so beautifully to be somewhere in the mountains. It's only this name which we are not so familiar with, but I have to be familiar with it because my mother told me, you are Shailendra, king of the mountains. I hope you liked this video. Join me again next Monday and I will be back with yet another Shiva wisdom for you. Om Namah Shivaya.